All right, everybody. I figured I might as well go live a little bit earlier than anticipated, just because of how crazy the market is right now. We'll take a peek at it here very soon. The good thing is, no matter how bad the crypto markets are being right now, or how bad the stock markets are doing right now, excuse me, the crypto markets are pretty strong right now. They're being very resilient, while the stock market is not being as resilient right now. Oh, Loki says hello, everybody. All right. Let me make some moves over here very fast on my part. I want to see how some of this works out. Yeah, I know, boy, I know. There we go. And I want to look at this, but I want to look at this on a separate page here as time goes on. There we go. Sorry, guys, I want to make sure this works out perfectly well for me. There we go. Okay. Happy to see all of you guys back. Loki's being a brat, and he's trying to snuggle up since he hears me talking. He wants treats and all the good stuff here. I just gave him a little bit of a treat, but they're like these really tiny training treats right here. So Loki, there you go. There we go. You didn't grab it. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Oh, he has a slimy saliva today. There we go. And hey, Michael. Hey, Justin. Hope you guys are doing well. And hey, Bideford, thank you very much. This will definitely be a shorter stream than normal, just because it is my birthday and I have to do a whole bunch of stuff today. Some of it's actually work, which is always funny, but I don't think there has been a actually, I usually work on my birthday quite a bit here, but this is no exception, I guess. Today the market's having just a free-for-all right now. You know, I know people are just trickling in here, and it'll probably be a while before we get some good numbers, but the stock market's not doing so hot. But you know, Bitcoin itself, guys, you guys know I bought again at 18,500. We're still above 19,000. I'm actually pretty happy with where crypto is at this point in time. So I think a lot of the panic right now isn't actually in the crypto markets. It's pretty much all in the traditional stock markets, bond markets, what's going on with Europe, England, Great Britain. And, you know, kind of important here now is, you know, as well as Apple and Tesla having those big drops today. But we're also seeing something kind of weird happening right now, and it's kind of a bad cycle that leads to a huge drop off, or like a huge layoff push down the road, which isn't a good sign. That might be what's going on here. But before we get onto the charts, let me explain what the news was here that could have been a catalyst here. We know that England's kind of having their debacle, the disaster right now. That's the Bank of England, the government's fault, not really much the people's fault, of course. Europe's in their kind of bad phase as well, getting ready for their recession. They're probably already in a recession, but you know, they're waiting to call it. We had very, very, very low unemployment claims this month. Okay, so not as many unemployment claims. A lot of people still have jobs. The Federal Reserve doesn't want to see strong job growth. They want to see layoffs. That's their whole goal right now, is to cause people to get laid off, for us to go into a recession, for inflation to go down. Okay. Now, if there is still a large demand for jobs and people still get hired, not so much unemployment, which came out today, the unemployment numbers. If I go over here to Finviz, and just zoom in very fast right here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. You see right here, initial claims, continuing claims. This was better than expected. They expected 213,000, 193,000. That's a pretty big miss right there, in the good direction if you guys like jobs, of course. But basically what that means is Jerome Powell can say, I'm going to keep on raising interest rates because people aren't getting laid off. The market's still relatively strong. We're not seeing any crazy moves from the labor market, which he's trying to crush at this point in time. So this is giving him ammunition to keep on saying, hey, another 75-point rate hike here. The market can like scream and kick all at once, but his goal, his only goal right now, as painful as he may make it, is to get down to 2%, a 2% yearly inflation rate. And again, he's going to keep on saying that, but the market's going to try to read other stuff in there. He wants 2%. We're eventually going to have a pause here, and you see the dollar index stop going up and, you know, hit a peak, but he got more ammunition today, and I think that's part of the reason the market's coming down, as well as the bad excuse me, we saw new calls for Apple that said it was going to be lower than expected. So you're seeing banks kind of adjust everything as well here. But take a look at this, everybody. This is Tesla 5-minute chart, just so you guys can see what's happening today. I mean, Tesla is down almost 7.5% right now. Probably at the lows, it was down 7.5%. It's down to 266 bucks. We were just talking about this yesterday as far as this level of support. and how we might have an opportunity for a bounce. So right now, this is a prime buying zone for a lot of people, but this is one of those opportunities where everybody's like, oh my gosh, do I want to buy here and risk it falling even more? Or do I want to take the opportunity right now to buy at support and hope that we can actually have a reversal here? I mean, it's going to be a huge if right now, but you know, according to Tesla, at least it looks like it's close to having a golden cross. It would suck if it actually crashed Friday and going into Monday, Tuesday, because that means all these death crosses or this opportunity for a golden cross might actually not come true, and we might just like curl right beforehand, which would really, really suck for Tesla. The other big movie here today is Apple. I mean, the timing was definitely wrong on my part, but we were just talking about how over the next few months, we think that Apple has to fall down quite a bit, and here it is today, down almost 6%. This is the weekly chart here after this breakdown we had a few weeks ago. But my gosh, guys, you're starting to see a lot of flashing warning signs here. The one last thing we'll talk about before we go to stocks or crypto, whatever you guys want to talk about here. Well, two things actually. Where's the NASDAQ at? NASDAQ weekly chart. I mean, we need for tomorrow to have a robust day so we can manage to break back up above this level. There's been plenty of times, or a couple times, where we've closed down below this on the daily chart and then we managed to pop back up in time for Friday, so we're like above it. I mean, we need Friday to be a great day and a sign of us like a really strong bounce coming out of here, or we're going to go into uncharted territory again with high inflation. Maybe we just keep on falling from here. But the NASDAQ has a pretty good support level right here from the lows. I don't know if you guys can see this right now. Let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. You guys can see that. Okay. The lows of 2022 for the NASDAQ, because we've already broken through the lows for the SPY and the Dow, those lows are 11,037. And right now the NASDAQ's low for today was 11,038.94. It's like 11,009. We're like $2 away from 2022 lows here. Obviously, we don't want to break those lows. But at this point, guys, there definitely seems to be a lot of fear out of nowhere pertaining to the Federal Reserve interest rates, that people are now screaming he's going too far. He's not, because he has to catch up at this point. And our economy is freaking strong. We can handle it for now. So yeah, we're kind of in this weird spot. My point being here is going back to inflation and all that good stuff. Oh, with his job reports. If nobody's getting laid off to the big degrees that they want, so not many people, you know, at this point, it's only been small tech layoffs, not really like swaths of thousands and thousands of people being laid off from like multiple industries all at once. I think what's going on here from a practical standpoint, which you guys know I like to talk about here, like a practical thing of why things are happening in this economy. People that lose a job, if they go to unemployment now, they're not going to be making nearly as much money as they made during COVID, right? Because of all the extra money they were pumping into the unemployment system. So if they try to go on unemployment with very high inflation that we're finding out right now, they can't just live comfortably off of unemployment where they look for the next job. They got to be hustling, and then, you know, just hustling to find a job as fast as possible that pays more than, you know, unemployment benefits, which I don't think are actually that much depending on the country or the state you're in. But what that means here is a lot of smaller businesses are refusing to lay off people right now because they're afraid that they're not going to be able to get those people back if the market somehow turns around, which people still have hope it can turn around here. A soft landing is what you're going to probably hear on the TVs and whatnot. But when I think it becomes a reality that the market's not going to get better, when the economy is really going to go into a tank, all those employees who are hanging on to all these workers and paying the cost for it because they don't want to, you know, fire them and not be able to bring them back later on, you're going to see probably mass layoffs happen in like a 2 to 3 month period of time. Like not like in the future, but like within a few, there's going to be a period next year where there's just going to be a massive amount of layoffs because everybody, nobody wants to quit right now. Nobody wants to take a chance knowing that inflation is going to be eating up all the money they make from any other source of income here. So we'll keep track of it. NASDAQ is close to a double bottom here. Let's hope that the NASDAQ tomorrow can really finish off that nice move. But yeah, we really don't want to close down below those 200. Otherwise, it's just going to be crazy. Because again, you know, if we go off of the moving averages and stuff like that, we know that usually by the time these moving averages break down below the 200, you know, we've already had the crash. I really want to see a bounce happen first. I do not want to see that crash. Oh, and one other thing before we go to questions, last thing, or two things, sorry. what was it? Oh, one's the dollar index, the other one has something to do with the NASDAQ. I just forget what it was. Okay, it doesn't matter too much about the NASDAQ, guys, or whatever I was thinking about, probably. The dollar index has actually had a short-term peak here, guys. Remember, we were like around $115, $114. We got to $114 and like 83 cents, so pretty close. We've had a peak on the 4-hour chart, and we're coming back down now. So we do have an opportunity. Who knows how long this will be, but we have an opportunity for a cool-off zone before we eventually start making our way higher. This has been a pretty big pump, so maybe we can come down a little bit lower, I hope. But you do see that the pound is making some strong moves today because their central bank has gone like head first into dealing with this financial crisis they're dealing with. Just so you guys know in a nutshell what's going on over in Britain from the banking standpoint, the bank is no longer concerned about fighting inflation. The Bank of England, they're not concerned about that right now. They're concerned about keeping the financial stability of the country intact. That's kind of like, that's more of a drastic thing to be focused on, and that kind of shows you where Britain is right now and how like crazy this is. The Prime Minister came out yesterday, I believe, and said, hey, she defended the tax cuts in her like new spending policy, basically. So that kind of, she doubled down, and the market did not like the double downing, I guess you could say. Okay, but okay, just so you guys know, Apple is down about 6% right now. Tesla's down about 7.5%. 5-minute charts are pretty crazy. You know, we're not even like, we're just casually going down here. And so I never took the Apple put or Apple call this morning. Oh, that's what I was gonna tell you guys. Last thing, you guys know I have a Bitcoin position at 18,500 right now, long of a 10x leverage. I am still holding that at this point in time. My stop loss is the lows of 2022 for Bitcoin, which is around like the 17,600 or something like that. Okay, so that's my stop loss for now. I'm happy with where it is currently. Oh, and again, Loki says hello. He just gave me a kiss on the headphone as soon as he saw himself. He doesn't like looking at himself on camera. But yeah, so he's having a fun day. Let's see. All right, everybody. And hey, Monica, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Hey, Mooter Hill, thank you very much as well. And Lowboy1966, hope appreciate it as well. Good to see you. And Loki, good. You up and buying the dips, hard not to. I mean, yeah, from a historic standpoint, these are some really nice dips that people are most likely going to be buying for long-term holds. If you guys are trying to trade or swing trade this stuff, guys, be so careful. Like, this is just, it's not just America that we're having to worry about right now. There's a few things coming up that you also need to pay attention to. OPEC Plus is going to be announcing if they're going to be keeping the same production, slowing down production, because Russia wants them to slow down production quite a bit here, like by like more than 1 million barrels per day or something like that, because they want the energy prices to stay pretty flat. And apparently OPEC is getting more ticked off at America because we're manipulating the price of the oil markets by selling off millions of barrels of our energy petroleum preserves. That's market manipulation. It's not really, it's kind of frowned upon by the world, but for America, we usually get away with this type of stuff, right? But they might try to counteract that. I don't know if they really want to at this point, because the oil markets are still, I mean, the oil is still, what is it, like 81 bucks a barrel? That's not too bad if you think about it, but maybe they want to keep it closer to 90, whatever. But keep an eye on what OPEC does, because if they start lowering, if they start to lower their production, that will raise oil prices, and you may see inflation kind of tick back up as everything becomes a little bit more expensive to transport across the US. So we're kind of in a weird spot right now, guys, where we have to worry more about the global economic scenario besides just America. But I am, well, you guys already know, day trading seems to be the way I'm doing this right now. This is way too choppy of a market for you to really want to do some longer term calls. If we found some support today, yeah, you could have actually had a couple good opportunities to buy. But I mean, support for a lot of these assets just fell off of a cliff here today. Let's see. And hey, Monica, I mean, tomorrow is going to be the big day. If you want to see a rebound, wait till tomorrow. We have earnings coming up for Nike after Nike, whatever you want to call it, after the bell. So Nike is nice and easy. There we go. So I'll be watching this pretty closely. Nike is a good bellwether for a lot of companies out there that just sell pretty basic merchandise, like not tech, because Nike is a global company. They have like, I think 60% of all the revenue, 65% of all the revenue comes from outside the United States. So America is part of a good chunk of their market share, don't get me wrong, but the rest of the world makes up more than America. So I'm going to be watching this pretty closely when the bell, after the bell, the closing bell, so to speak. I want to see if we make a larger move down. I mean, this is a good opportunity if you guys want to buy YOLO puts and YOLO calls for Nike. You want to buy them both so you can hedge, but like I'm talking about like 97 calls for tomorrow, which is like this is the big gamble. 97 calls for tomorrow, like 93 puts or maybe 92 puts for tomorrow as well. And whichever way it goes, the move is going to be hundreds of % based on like how cheap everything is right now and how the theta is working, and against the favor of these longer term or these lower calls and puts. That's going to be the play I'm looking at for today. I'm honestly probably just going to do that. Where's my phone at? I'll probably buy them right now on TD Ameritrade. But yeah, Nike seems to be the only thing I really want to trade right now off of earnings. I think somebody said yesterday there was something else going on with earnings. I forgot what it was, but that might be a good opportunity too. Oh, my phone's going to die here pretty soon. I have a charger right here at all times by my desk. I'm prepared. No, don't allow photos. And NKE, not NKW. I'll see how this goes. I haven't done a earnings play in quite a bit of time here, so I'm a little bit rusty, so I just want to see how this would work. Now 92 puts for Friday actually are 235. These are kind of overpriced if you ask me. I think I'm not the only one thinking of doing this idea. So for me, if I want something cheaper here, that's like, what about 90? What is 90 at? 90 is still at $1.67. This is a really inflated market here. I don't know how I like this. Well, here, if I'm gonna go out of the money here, let's go to the first one under $1. That's $87. So let's go to 85. I'll do an $85 put. I'll just buy 15 of them, $9.69. That's fine. And I'm gonna be buying them at like 64, 65. I don't like that spread though. Yeah. I just popped up to 65. Okay, well, let me just do this. Did it go through? It went through. Okay. And then the other one here, give me a second, guys. NKE. Now we're looking at a call. I don't even want to buy calls for this. I just don't think Nike is going to have good earnings. I almost think it's a waste of money to buy the calls, but you got to hedge. You got to hedge. $97 happens to be $283. No, the only one that makes sense here under $1 is $103. That's so far out of the money. I'd buy 5 there. Even 5 is $500. Oh my gosh. I'd still buy 5, I guess. It just has to be a hedge. All right, we'll see what happens. These are complete YOLO plays, everybody. Oh, they haven't actually been. Oh, now they went through. But yeah, these are complete YOLO plays. Don't feel like any obligation to go with me on this play. This is something for me I haven't done in a while, and I kind of want to see how my skills work out for hedging. Nike calls right now, guys, are just incredibly expensive. The puts are incredibly expensive too. Like Apple calls right now, you could get for like under $1 a lot of them. Apparently not for Nvidia or Nike, and these are calls that expire tomorrow. That's why I thought they'd be a lot cheaper than what they already are. See, and hey GT, it ever bother you wearing that shirt button up to the top like that? Happy birthday, by the way. Thank you. It does. I actually was just doing a couple photos for thumbnails and stuff like that and that's why I have it like this. It looks more professional. And I ran some tests, and I have some people that work on analytical data of like more presentable, more clickability, what people like and stuff like that. They work in Seattle in techie fields, or tech departments, kind of like, the marketing side of it. So like what can drive the most clicks, what makes the most people want to sign up and click that sign up button. Button up shirts, looking professional as possible, having a slight shine to your hair, a slight shine to your face actually, does a big part of just making you more clickable. But yeah, so I was taking some pictures earlier. Normally I don't have myself buttoned up like that, but normally I'm not wearing a t-shirt underneath this thing, so I don't want to have it unbuckled like an Italian guy, like my friend Tyler. And hey, Mooder Hill, appreciate that a lot, my man. And hey, Thess, I appreciate it very, very much. Let's see. And hey, Michael, yeah, it's been chaotic, guys. I mean, we're looking at Nike right now. There's tons of other things to look at, but we're just seeing complete chaos in the markets. Apple's now down 6% on the day. Let me go over here to my YouTube watch list, or my not my YouTube watch list, excuse me, my breakout watch list. LHX is down, there we go, 3%. Microsoft is down 2.5%. Microsoft is holding a lot better than other ones. Netflix is down 3.5%, almost 4% now. Tesla's down almost 8%. We just talked about that. Amazon's down 4%. MU, we just talked about this one yesterday. That one's down 2.5%. Nvidia down almost 6%. AMD down 7.5%, almost 8%. I mean, we're it's not a capitulation moment by any stretch of the imagination here, but you're seeing some some panic in the market right now, frankly. To see, I mean, what we want to see for a potential bottom is we want to see the VIX around $35 to $40. That's usually where you see some capitulation. So let's go to the daily chart here. What did we spike at today? 34. Yesterday we hit 30. We almost hit 35. So we're getting close here. Maybe tomorrow we're gonna have a little bit more volatility, even if it's on the upward side. As long as we get some volatility, that could be what we're looking for there. But back when we spiked over here in June, right here, yeah, you see how we got up to this 35 area. So we're kind of almost there. Normally at this point in time, we have somewhat of a short-term reversal, or we switch directions basically. So we are in that zone. That's kind of nice if you guys want to have a reason for buying. But we want to really shoot through that right now and get like a full capitulation. But that's going to be hard with all those support levels we were talking about before. Oh, and Macy's is even down 5%. You got some stuff that's not doing too bad, like Devon Energy. You guys know I'm into this one. This one's actually up about 0.28%, not much. SLB, what is this? Schlumberger, oil field equipment. This one's up a little bit. I mean, I have a lot of oil stocks, but I have oil stocks like Chevron that's down 0.7%, right? So OXY down a teeny bit. Oil is not as under as much pressure right now compared to tech. Tech is just kind of crashing. Even stuff like Home Depot and Lowe's, which you think you would want to buy because they're going to make some money off of all the chaos in Florida. You know, they need all the new building equipment. A lot of those people just go straight to Lowe's. All the contractors go through Lowe's. They're not even having a big pump because of this. It's just coming down like everything else. So a lot of the fundamentals and technicals, they're kind of getting a little bit warped here, but you know, that's the fun of the market, I guess. Now to take a look at Bitcoin here, I know we just talked about this a few minutes ago. Let me get rid of this. But I mean, Bitcoin's holding strong relative to the rest of the market. If you go over here, look at this daily chart for Bitcoin. Let me just open up another one. I would say, let's just go to the same same layout here. And then let's just go to the daily chart here. And let's go to the NASDAQ. Look at the NASDAQ's daily chart. I mean, we can just go from August 16th to where we are now. August 16th to where we are now. Right? We've had a downward move, but more recently over the past like 2 weeks or so, Bitcoin's still managing to go up a little bit. NASDAQ kind of just been going down. So Bitcoin's finding some support right here, and I kind of like that. SPY, same thing going down. Dow Jones, same thing going down. And the interesting thing here is the only one that hasn't done this is the NASDAQ. Both the Dow Jones and the SPY have broken down to new 2022 lows, while the NASDAQ is like on the verge of doing so. On the verge. I think we were like $2 away at one point. I don't know if, yeah, we're still like $2 away from breaking down to new lows here for 2022. I mean, you got to zoom in that much to see the difference here. And that price is 11,038. This price is 11,037.2. It's like less than $2, guys. So we're on the verge here. We do have Power Hour that just started 3 minutes ago. Maybe we can finish off the day strong. But if you guys just take a second to look at the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, Dow's down over 2%, NASDAQ's down 3.5%, and the S&P's down almost 3%. Yowza. You gotta love these these pretty wild days here. Google's down almost 4%, Meta's down almost 4%, Twitter's only down a little bit here. So you know, you can see clearly there's some problems going on. Utilities are actually not doing very well either. Looks like oil and gas companies, the ones, you know, we all love over here, they're not doing well, but they're not doing terrible like everything else. And then my beloved Visa's up a tiny bit, not really up much though. My gosh, yeah. So this is just semiconductor is taking a beating today as well. I'm really surprised AMD is down 7.5%. Does AMD even have a, what do you call today? AMD have a daily chart. So no earnings for a while here, not until October. All right. AMD broke down below its 200 weekly moving average as well. weekly charts. Yeah, gosh, everything just looks so nasty right now. I really hope we can find a bounce out of once all this is said and done. As far as Bitcoin's concerned, in the grand scheme of things, we're still trying to hold on to the 2-to-1 Ganfin level, where it looks like we may actually hold on to this. I mean, we got 3 days left until Sunday, but, you know, it looks like we're trying to without much pessimism. And what looks like we're still getting rejected in part off of probably some resistance levels that are built in here, but this Fibonacci circle levels and well, both of the Fibonacci circle levels actually right now. So let's go to the 15-minute chart here very fast. Yeah, we're trying to hold on to the 2-to-1, but I mean, we clearly fell down below it over here, clearly. Yeah, all right. Okay, if you have any questions, please let me know. It can be stock, crypto related. Don't worry about it. Members first as always, but I'm looking right now. Crypto for the most part is kind of, you know, back and forth. Not too bad. Some are up, some are down, but majority probably is down just a little bit right now. You know, have fun if you guys want to trade, but this is going to be a risky cycle at this point. And yeah, it should be fine for us right now. Alrighty. And I mean, not much right now. We're just watching a little bit of a bloodbath happen in the stock market. Crypto market is being resilient, and I love it. I mean, usually when the Nasdaq's down like what, like almost 4%, you see Bitcoin down like 4 or 5%. Bitcoin's down like 0.18% right now, 0.2%. It's not bad at all. So I'm really happy how the crypto markets are holding up despite everything else going down quite a bit. You can see even Apple right now. Apple's trying to form some type of double bottom. Maybe this is the bottom. Maybe I can actually buy some calls here for Apple, like a 142 strike price expiring tomorrow. Now this would be a YOLO play for me. It'd probably be a day trade rather than a day-to-day, like a holding overnight. But like if you went with AAPL, expire tomorrow, a calls at the 142 strike price. Those are $1.28. I mean, those aren't too expensive. I mean, this would be a YOLO play where I only buy like one just because like 129 bucks. So I'd buy one just for a YOLO. That's the same as like a gamble for me. So let's do one limit order. Oh, it's been a while since I've actually bought one option. But there's like, it's such a high risk. There's not really worth a reason for taking it. Let's see. Oh, did it work? Apple. Oh, the price went up from that last little bump, so now I have to pay more for it. Oh, that's stupid. This is the problem with day trading. Although if I wasn't day trading, I would just have my limit order set, then I wouldn't be paying. I'll just upbid it by a little bit, and I'll do one call, done. So I'll pay up to 127 on it. It's like at 124 now. Order sent. There's no way it's not going to go through. Maybe it's just one. Okay, whatever. That call I took at the beginning of the stream as far as the Nike positions, both the call and the put are actually up right now. So people are buying them up, and you're seeing the bidding war within the actual options market taking place. They're only up very small amounts though. The puts are up at 1.5%, and the calls are up at a half here. Oh, and the Apple call went through, I think. Yeah, the Apple call went through. That's good to see right there. We'll wait and see how that turns off. So having some fun YOLO plays here today, guys. I'm just not going to really put too much capital in the market. I hate losing money on my birthday, honestly, so I tend to not really trade too much. I've mostly been doing YouTube work and answering some emails. There's a company out there right now called ShareVision, and they reached out to me over the past couple days, and basically it's like a website just for traders. So think of like a YouTube or something to that degree, but all it focuses on is you know, crypto trading, finance trading, financial education. And they've asked me if I'm gonna if I can make an account here, and I did, and if I can start posting content to there. So you may see me post some content there. It's gonna be the same content you guys see on the YouTube, but you know, I probably will start posting stuff here as well to see if I can get some more brand exposure. But it looks like everything finance is going to be here. So if this does end up taking off, I want to be part of it. And, you know, again, we're going to have to see how that works out. But those are some of the many emails I've been doing today. I normally don't check my emails because it's like 99% spam of me trying to like sell you on some coin or something. The Royal Caribbean Cruise Line layer of everyone laid off. Let's see. Oh, what? Really? Let's see. Hate this. Okay, let me go over here. Caribbean news. Oh, they must be doing bad. I don't see anything about layoffs right now on the news, but probably because they're probably all freaking out about this hurricane right now. Ship stuck at sea as Hurricane Ian closes on Florida ports. That was from yesterday. I'll have to see what's going on. Look here. I don't even know what the ticker is for Royal Caribbean. I don't trade it at all. Oh, it's down 8% today. Yowza. Going back to support over here. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Gee, this is nothing good happening right now. We'll see how this turns out. Maybe it was unwise to buy that Apple YOLO call, but that's why I bought one, because it's way too risky at this point in time, guys. Let's see. Enough for heat. Yeah, Tesla was shown. It's crashing. I mean, I don't know what's a crash, but you know, it's down like 7.5% today. It has a level of support down here at 265. Who knows if we're really going to break down below the support? But at this point in time, you know, if you want to take a buying opportunity, now's your chance. It is going to be a pretty risky bet, but you know, again, you want to buy towards support and see if it holds. If it does, you could have a really solid rebound coming your way next week or even starting tomorrow. But I mean, you've seen a lot of assets come down pretty hard today. But yeah, I mean, personally, guys, just because the way I'm kind of situated as far as my trades are concerned, I still want to buy at these support levels here. That's just my nature. Now you're going to obviously be putting less money into these plays, you know, because they are more risky. Maybe you just want to buy stocks instead of options because options are even more risky at this point. However, you know, there's nothing wrong with buying Tesla at these levels, buying Apple at these levels. If you're hoping for a reversal to happen sometime tomorrow or next week, the thing is, you're just going to have a very tight stop loss. That, you know, for Apple, if you're buying at 141 right now, you got to have that stop loss like at 140 or maybe 139. For Tesla, if you're buying at $267 right now, that stop loss is really at $265, like $2 away. There are very tight stop losses, so you're really mitigating your risk if you're buying right now. With options, though, it's going to be very hard to mitigate that risk because if it drops down the next day, you know you're going to be losing like 10 to 20% based off just, you know, how volatile options can be. However, if you're okay with that because the money could be really good on the other side, you know, you have some flexibility there. But yeah, nothing is really holding up well except for maybe some energy plays. Visa's up like 9 cents today, like a tiny bit. But I mean, just look at Tesla 5-minute chart. You're seeing a small rebound here, not much. This is power hour. Usually there's some, you know, good moves happening around now, but I don't see too much good stuff happening. Go back over here. You can just kind of see the bloodbath that is the markets at this point in time. This is just the S&P 500, right? If you go over here to the world, I mean, you can see what's happening across the world right now. Ireland has some green in here, but you know, everything else, oh, maybe you guys can't see all that. Yeah. You know, China, China has some stuff. NEO's down like 11% today. XPEV is down 11% today. You know, we're not facing the brunt of this big market turnaround, guys. We're kind of just slowly following everybody else at this point. And there's Tesla taking a little bit of a pop here. Now we're no longer 7% down. Apple is no longer 6% down. I'm seeing a small amount of a reversal here. I just took a call somewhere right here, perhaps. I think it was like 10 minutes ago, right? But it was a YOLO call. So what do you call? Let me see. It's untra now. There's no profit being made off of that that call at this point in time. It's still marked at $1.40. The Nike position is. The calls are down 1%. The puts are up 3%. So it's still kind of doing okay. But I guess I'm up a little bit more on the puts because I bought 15 puts compared to the one call. It's a fun YOLO bet I'm making on Nike earnings today. I don't know what's going to happen, but I hope it ends up going in my favor. But you know, the market might have already priced it in. Nike's really sketchy. Not sketchy. It's really hard to do earnings for. I'm going with more of the global macroeconomics. I hope they lower guidance, but they may raise guidance out of nowhere. You never know with Nike. They've made some really weird calls over the years, which is why I normally don't trade them too much. That's why they're not on my tradable list right here, which is why I'm not really giving them the time of day of doing a whole bunch of technical analysis on it. Just having some fun with it. Okay. But again, those calls I took for a YOLO, there are 142 calls expiring tomorrow. That is a YOLO play. And let me see. Oh, wait, no. Let's see. Never mind. The call never went through until just now. So basically it never got fulfilled for whatever reason. I just bought it just so I can keep track of it. But because it wasn't working with the lemon order, we just broke above the 20 on the 5. I mean, that's something. Can we break above the 20 on the 15? That's the question here. Probably don't have much time there. Let's see the level of resistance. But it's a YOLO play here. I only bought one call. I just want to see where it goes and see if I can get this up to 142. I think it is before tomorrow. So that's what it is. It's a one. Let me double check here. Yeah, September 30th, 142, call 100. Yeah, okay. Oh, it's already up 7% off that little bump right there. So that's kind of nice. My lemon order wasn't going through. So yeah, but if you look at it from the last few days, it's definitely already taken a tank here. So it's a huge gamble on my part. Okay, let's go down here. And thanks to Yama. I appreciate it very much, my man. Thank you very, very much for the birthday wishes. And oh yeah, we just talked about Tesla. You can buy right now for Tesla. It is at a very strong level of support. If it breaks down, it'll probably break down hard. So be careful if you're going to be trading options. If you're going to be trading stocks, you're going to have like a $3 stop loss. It's not going to be much at all. It's like less than 1%, I believe, or maybe 1%. You have to have that stop loss though if you're going to be buying in. But yeah, right now it seems like a lot of these different stocks are hitting major levels of support. We don't know if it's going to be a short-term bounce, or like for maybe 1 to 2 days, like Monday, Tuesday, or Friday, Monday, or if it's going to end up just crashing down tomorrow even more with more bad news coming out of England. You know, Jerome Powell, OPEC meetings coming out pretty soon, things of that nature, you know, and fear about what Jerome Powell is going to do next month, not even this month, but just next month. You know, so there's some fear here for sure with a lot of different companies, but you're seeing a short-term, you know, double bottom on the 5-minute chart here for Apple. Tesla right now, not a double bottom, but at least we've had a short breakout here. Not really much. Maybe see a little bit of a long-term resistance up here, but yeah, high risk trades are happening right now, but be very careful if you guys aren't used to trading this heavy volatile market. Even me, I'm just doing some fun YOLO calls. My Apple call is up 12% right now. It's up 16 bucks from the 100, like 30 bucks it probably cost me. I did a market order, so I don't actually remember what. Oh, I can just go to mark. There's a way to find it. Yeah, the trade price I bought my Apple call was $1.39. Oh, that's why it's currently at $1.57 and a half. I guess at this point. So I'm up a little bit on that call. Nike though, my Nike puts are down now, and my Nike calls are up now. And so overall, because I invested more in the puts, oh now it's fluctuating too much. Now both are positive again. People are loading up on Nike puts and calls, particularly because there's earnings coming out pretty soon. So the Nike overall, it's only up about 0.69%. Ha ha ha. But yeah, only at 0.69. Now it's down 0.35 here percent. Let's see. And actually, nobody's going to know. I mean, traditionally, we should be bouncing off of these levels here. We don't know how bad everything's going to get. Nike is going to be a big indicator of where the market goes tomorrow because they have reach across the world and they have earnings coming out after market today, which means about like next 45 minutes or so, give or take like 15 minutes after the market closes here. But Bitcoin's holding up a lot better than the NASDAQ, the SPY, SPY, and then, you know, the Dow. Bitcoin's only down like 1% right now. And you have a lot of tech stocks like AMD down 7%, Apple down about 5%, 5.5%, Tesla down 6%, almost 7%, Amazon down 3.5%. You're seeing stocks get hit much harder than Bitcoin. Bitcoin really seems like it doesn't even want to go back and test the 17,000s out again. While you're seeing the stock market make new 2022 lows, Bitcoin is not making new 2022 lows at this point in time, not even close as far as Bitcoin's concerned. So I mean, close enough, but like not as nearly as close as some of these places. Like the NASDAQ is was $2 away from having a new low. The SPY and the Dow Jones have already hit new 2022 lows, and so has a bunch of the stocks in those indexes. You know, it's going to be a flip of a coin here for tomorrow. This is not, I mean, this is a day traders market. This is not a swing traders market, unless you guys are planning to buy right now with a very small stop loss, and then risk it. But it's a high risk trade all in itself. So if you guys aren't used to those high risk trades, just be careful. We're kind of in this weird spot right now, where we're not just thinking about Jerome Powell, we're thinking about the Bank of England. Google's slowing down. It's the end of times. There we go. You know, probably just go to CNBC. That's fine. Hopefully this doesn't just randomly start playing. You know, but you know, it's going to suspend the planned start of its gilt selling next week and begin temporarily buying long-dated bonds in order to calm the market chaos unleashed by the new government's so-called mini budget. And basically, the way I explain it here, and you can watch into a whole bunch of these videos. There's a lot of good information if you guys want to pay attention to what's going on in England. Basically, England is in such a financial disarray that they're not even focusing on inflation right now. They turned all of their attention to keeping the market stable. They're having a stability crisis. They're having their own version of a financial crisis right now. Now, it's not like a disaster of a policy or a disaster of a crisis, but it's like if things keep on getting worse, it will be. And they're trying to stop it from happening right now by just saying, hey, we know inflation's there. We don't care about inflation that much right now. We need to keep the system working and, you know, liquidity going through the markets right now. So it's like a bit of a disaster over there from a banking standard. They need to have liquidity. You need to be able to access your funds. So do all these companies and banks and things of that nature. If that system is threatened, there's a panic. You don't want to panic in a recession with high inflation. It would be like the biggest disaster. It'd be like everything going wrong at once. So they're doing the right thing here, I believe, because ultimately I think inflation is out of the control of the Federal Reserve, a lot of these Federal Reserves, because they can't fix the supply chain issues. They can only deal with the demand side issues. And the majority of the work that has to happen in a lot of countries is what's happening with the supply chains from Asia and India over to the West. Those supply chains are still messed up to this day. Things are moving, guys. Things are moving pretty well. It's just, you know, things are just going to cost a little bit more, and you can't expect companies to lower their prices just because they have the supply chain issues are going down now. They want to keep that money, and so yeah, it's chaotic. But yeah, don't expect anything good happening out of the supply chains for a while, because they are getting much better. Just you wouldn't be able to tell it by looking at the inflation data. See. And hey, Secret Fish. Oh, thank you, Secret Fish. I appreciate it very, very much. And thank you, Ken, as well. Birthday Weed Fund. Thank you, Secret. And Ken, you will actually enjoy this. I actually bought like a couple $100 of weed the other day, because like, you know, I usually smoke, then I take a couple months off of it and I smoke again. What ended up happening is I got this weed, but it was the smelliest weed I've ever had. And it's like the only weed I've ever had that I've had to smoke outside of the house, because it's just been it's been way too potent to have. It's been very, very interesting. But thank you very, very much, Secret Fish. Thank you very much, Ken. Hope you guys are having a great day. And Secret Fish, what do you think about the economy? You're pretty knowledgeable about this stuff as well. Secret, please let me know what your thoughts are, because I'm kind of at a loss of words of how much all these external factors outside the United States are having an effect on our economy right now. I thought they wouldn't be having that much of an impact. And hey, Chef, thank you very much for the birthday wishes as well. I really do appreciate it. And hey, Cape Cod, happy to see you back as well. And hey, Bideford, would you ever consider calls in either Tesla or Apple? Yes, there are going to be high risk calls, but I'd be willing to buy them right now for tomorrow if you want to have a YOLO play, or next Friday, pretty close to end the money if you want to hold until next Friday. They are very high risk. They are going to be a little bit more pricey. Apple, I would say, is going to be a little bit of a cheaper play, which I prefer over Tesla. And that's just mostly because Tesla calls are more expensive, but they do move up a lot more in value. So if you can afford it, you can do that. But yeah, this is definitely like, you know, Apple, this is Tesla support range. We go to the 4-hour chart. I zoom out a little bit. You can see we have the support. If you want to see that Tesla kind of trades in this range, yeah, you want to be buying right now, and you're going to want to be, you know, doing some strike prices for next Friday, somewhere between 275 and 280. I'd probably go 275 just to play it safe. I don't want theta to really scare me, but then you got to understand there's always an opportunity that tomorrow's even worse, and we break down here to 257 in the next few days, and all of those options go kaput because theta is going to kill it all. Or just, you know, annihilate it, the value of the option. So they're very, very high risk right now based on everything going on. So just understand they're very high risk. That's the only thing I would say. But yeah, right now we're at major level of support. It could be fine to buy. Apple right now, you know, not really at a major level of support. Let me go to the daily chart here. But you know, we're at least in that zone here. We're in that zone. Right, you can see how choppy it was around here, but you know, those levels of support for Apple are kind of like, you can even see they didn't even hold up too well over here. So we're in this really choppy period for Apple. I wish it was a little bit better, but yeah, Tesla at least has a nice level of support that it's trying to bounce off of. Apple just fell off of a cliff today off of weaker, not guidance, but what happened. You know, a couple banks forecasts, whatever you want to call them. There's a name for it. I just forget what it's always called. Scroll down right here, upgrade or downgrade, whatever. So it was upgraded by Rosenblatt from neutral to buy, but then the big one right here is BOFA Securities, buy to neutral, down to 160. This had more of an impact today than apparently this one did. I didn't even hear about this Rosenblatt one. I have only heard about this one right here. So yeah, so that one is the one I'm paying attention to the majority of the time wise. But yeah, not good. But we are having a little bit of a mini rebound here, We'll see if it continues to come down or what goes on. Tesla was doing something similar a few minutes ago. It's just running into one of its moving averages, a very small moving average at that. And hey, Haram, happy to see you back, my man. Hey, Pablo. Hey, Far From Broke, happy to see you as well, my man. Make sure. And thank you very much again, Ticket Fish and Can. I really do appreciate those very, very much. Really, really do. And thanks for getting rid of the spam, Michael. Gosh, we always have spam even on the birthdays here. If Apple were to pop, where would you place a put? If Apple were to pop, I would probably look to be buying calls for a full market reversal at this point. But if Apple were to pop up, you know, and maybe hit back up here to 142 or 145, I'd probably just have my puts kind of anchored around 141 to 140 here, kind of around this low that we have, this like potential double bottom here, because we did close above it, but that double bottom kind of flailed out right afterwards, didn't it? As far as like a breakout opportunity, but probably around 141, somewhere that's above these lows that we're experiencing. But that's only if it pops up, and I have no idea if it's gonna pop up right now. Apple just got hit with a bunch of bad news. Well, let me go over here. I don't have it on my watch list because I don't trade it too often, but like with Nike. Loki's falling asleep in between my legs, and he's just like waiting for my leg to move so he can move it into a pillow. There you go. Nike's having a little bit of reversal as well. Nike has earnings in a few half an hour. That's what I'm going to be looking at. Hopefully those puts pay off on Nike, but I got some calls just in case I need a hedge right now. See, an Atheist inside info friend of 16 years at Royal Caribbean was laid off and said everyone was. Oh geez, yeah. So I'll have to look more into that. Thank you very much, Thest. Maybe I'll make a short about that or something, because that just seems like everything that can go wrong is going wrong right now. And hey, Barado, is that cause of inflation, Mike? It is what the cause of inflation, not what's going on right now. No, not what's going on today in the market. Part of it is what the Fed is thinking about inflation. So like in part, but there's the world is kind of falling apart here, not in a very chaotic, like end of times way, but you're seeing all these big red flashing signals that are really freaking everybody out. And people are just selling naturally because they're kind of uncertain. And as this uncertainty builds, you're going to see the market continue to go down. There are a handful of people, there are not a handful, there are tons of people right now that say that the market's going to kind of go down just a little bit more, and that's about it. But then there's like a growing number of people that say, hey, we're going to hit a big capitulation moment where the market may fall another 20 to 30% down or even more. And you know, that uncertainty of which one is true is kind of feeding into this narrative that, oh my gosh, we may actually really have a big crash in 2023 with the recessionary fears, how the American recession will make even the British recessions even worse, the European recessions even worse, the Chinese growth recession even worse, right? And then like, can you really trust the data coming out of China? It's just, yeah. And hey, Score Bagels. Hey, Kareem, thank you much for the birthday wishes, my man. And then Miss Pepin, how are you? Just getting uncharged SPY SSD hurting 30 minutes ago. What was the report's outcome? Etc. Sorry, maybe I should scroll back. You've probably been talking about it already. What about the SPY 30 minutes ago? Let me see. Let me get rid of the spam here very fast, guys. I don't know. I haven't seen much of the SPY here. Hold on, let me go over here. 30-minute chart. Looks like from here we're having a little bit of a rebound. I have a little bit of a death cross right there. 15-minute chart. I mean, do we even have some support right now? We're at new 2022 lows here. We're getting closer and closer to the 200 weekly moving average here. But that support level that we're seeing right now is only from this little bit of a buying zone from like here to here. It's really not that much at this point in time. I'd be careful of it, but you might be asking something completely different than what I just said. So if that's the case, please let me know very, very much here. Let me go back over here to Nike. Nike is something I really just want to watch today. It's like a personal thing. I just want to see if the earnings are very good or not. I have no idea if they are going to be good or not. I haven't done any fundamental research on it. And hey, Christine, thank you very much for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. Happy birthday, Mike. Take this money. I wouldn't have made it without you. And I'm happy you're making some really good profits. It always makes my day because like, you know, I don't do this necessarily for the views or the money from YouTube. You guys know I don't make much off of YouTube. But I do like to see you guys, really like become successful in trading, even if it's not like the hundreds of thousands of dollars that all the big timers are making and stuff like that. As long as you guys are making consistent profits, you guys, as you invest more money slowly and, you know, more and more slowly and carefully, you guys will have that money in the future. Now, so I'm really happy making some good money in the markets, Christine. And let me know if you have any questions as well. And now, Fahid, I've been looking for more TA on stocks. Thanks, man. Yeah, no worries, guys. I can always talk about stocks. Maybe what I'll do here over the next few weeks is I'll try to have more of a midday or like a, I don't know, an afternoon stocks video. I don't know. But if you guys ever have any questions on it, please let me know. I don't have to talk about just crypto. There's plenty of other stocks happening, things happening in the stock market as well, especially on these weird days like today where you see the indexes dropping like rocks, but you know, Bitcoin's positive right now. Ethereum is about to go positive. Ethereum is just down $1.22, now $1. But you see the NASDAQ down, you see the SPY down, you see the Dow Jones Industrial down. This is some pretty wild stuff, guys. Bitcoin is going to pump. What do you call? I hope it does. I mean, everything is at bottoms right now. A lot of these stocks and assets, coins, whatever, they are at solid levels of support. And if we just kind of go on a weekly chart here, and we just go to Bitcoin, right? You can see that we're at a pretty clear level of support right now. Doge. Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on here with Doge, but you can see we're at a support level right now. ADA, you can see we're at a support level right now. STMX, we're good. Sol, we're fine. Ethereum Classic, breaking down. This one's actually a little bit more bearish than others, but at least we're above the 20-week moving average here. If this falls, it'll fall pretty hard, probably back down to $19 or so, or 20 bucks. That's a 30% loss, geez. Matic here, it's okay. It's at a level of support, okay, but not great. Dogecoin Mars at a level of support. XRP still, you know, not at a really level of support. It has to come down a little bit more, but this thing pumped up, so that's totally different. Bitcoin Cash at a general level of support. You're not seeing the crashes like here. Look at this market. Let's go from May to June. Let's just go like that, right? Or let's go from the June lows. Okay, June lows were pretty much flat. You go to a lot of assets out there on YouTube, like Apple right now. We've been coming down. June lows, June, right? Catching up to the lows like everybody else is. Microsoft, June, lower than where it was in June. Netflix, above where it was in June, mostly because it had a crazy bad cycle here. Oops. Tesla, June above it, still needs to come back down a little bit more if we're going to kind of fall on the Bitcoin schedule here. Amazon a little bit overbought compared to what it was, but still in an okay spot. That's because I had to split actually. MU, Micron, they're down below it. Nvidia's down below it. So, you know, you're seeing much more mixed results in the stock market right now, which is why everybody is being so picky. If there was ever a time to be picky about the stocks you want to buy, now's the time. Oh, and I did, my creative studio over here. I did finish that dividend video. It should be out, I think, Saturday. You can see it's just my face here right now. I need to make a thumbnail for it, but the video is done. It's like 3 minutes long. It's like I tried to make it short and sweet. 5 dividend stocks that pay me $2,400 a month. You know, nice to catchy title, I think. See how this rolls out. But I'll give you guys some dividend plays if you guys want to be earning dividends while this market kind of uncertainty is happening, at least, you know, this is something you're going to be holding for a while, of course, but you know, you have you know, it'd be wise to get into some dividend plays if you guys are going to be if you guys like the idea of holding certain assets for a long period of time, or getting exposure to certain industries or sectors for a long period of time. All right, let me go back over to Nike here before I forget. There you go. Oh, yeah, 15-minute chart. They're having a little bit of a move up. That's kind of nice to see. There we go. Let me go back over here to breakouts. Okay. Let's see. And hey, Miss Pepin, thanks, Mike. Lots of support. That's what I meant about SPY. Oh, okay. I got confused about the SSD and what you were talking about there. My brain is kind of fuzzled today. I woke up like at 5 o'clock for no reason today, like no reason. My brain just was like, hey, wake up. Loki was probably growling or something. I just didn't realize it. And it seems crypto kind of holding its own. I had the stock market exactly right there. And hey, Crypto Alien, happy to see you back. SPY worked down to June lows, worked down, but is interesting. Wait. SPY worked down to June lows. I think SPY is already below June lows. SPY worked down to June lows. Yeah, I think SPY daily chart. Yeah, we've already broken down below those lows. Let me make this thicker so you guys can see it. Yeah, I mean, we've already broke down them twice over the past few days. Let's hope that we can hold them, of course. But yeah, I mean, even I think the Dow Jones is in much worse shape than the SPY right here. Yeah, we closed down below it multiple days now. And you guys could already see, like last time, that 200 weekly moving average is being a pain in the butt to get back above here. I hope we can, though, especially tomorrow. This is just kind of a fun time. This is an interesting time to be in the market here. Let's see. Oh, Kevin, yeah, it's more than 7. I would be sad if it was 7, but what do you call? Yeah, there's more than 7. SPY bouncing off the 200 weekly MA again. It can try. We don't know for sure yet, but we have to wait until just basically tomorrow. But yeah, it's trying hard to. Right now, you're seeing a lot of different assets out there kind of have these small reversals. Nike is making a move into the closing bell here. And hey, Far From Broke, thank you very much for the super chat, my man. I really, really do appreciate it. And think I will have a great birthday, guys. I'm going to be buying a bunch of sushi tonight for my mom and sister. They're going to have a blast. I just took my mom to dialysis a few hours ago. She's going to chill out there. I got her some donuts so she can have fun. Donuts at dialysis and some good food. So mom's at dialysis, sister's at school. The restaurant I want to go to doesn't actually open up till 5, so I'm going to be taking Loki out and going on a nice walk in the hills for a little bit, get some like fresh air in my system, and then yeah, eating sushi and then chilling out. Ooh. And Loki wants to have some fun. He's been pouting all morning because he wants to go back to the dog park after visiting it yesterday. Here, let me show you guys Loki very fast. Loki, come here. I'm gonna find one of these bigger things. You can see his little ears popping up. I always want him to get closer to the camera, but he's so picky about it. Okay. Yeah. If I could have ASMR with like dog chewing sounds, I bet somebody would dig that. Somewhere in the world, somebody would like that. More than a few people. Oh, but before we get going over here, let me see. Apple's were having a reversal too. Microsoft having a reversal. This is all 5-minute charts, guys, just so you go. And Netflix, we're seeing a little bit of a rebound finishing off the day here. To finish off the day, we'll see if it actually holds. We still have 20 minutes left, but you can see on all the indexes a small reversal here. Let's see how it works out. My Apple calls are up 25% right now. My Nike position is down 5 because Nike's running up and I have more money in puts. My calls are up 10%. My puts are down 13%. So there you guys go. So they're pretty much even if I actually invested the same amount of money in there. But I don't know. I just feel like Nike's not gonna have good earnings. But I caveat that I have done zero fundamental research on Nike, like not even one 10K report, not one 8K report, not one quarterly file report have I ever done on Nike. So I honestly have no idea how these Nike earnings are gonna be. So it was me just having a fun YOLO. But at least the Apple calls that I actually was like happy about, those are up. But those are what? Oh, it's actually hidden right here. There are 142 calls for Apple, And oh, we actually got to 142. So now they're in the money now. That's kind of nice. Maybe I should have went up to maybe 143 for a cheaper call. Yeah, I probably should have done that. Oh, well, hindsight, guys, right? Or sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Hindsight, right? All right. Let's see how this works out, though, guys. I'm invested in a lot of these different plays here today. Let's see. And hey, Elmer, IXIC hasn't broken down June lows yet. Oh, that's a good sign right there as well. There's so many different things that this is where it's so interesting to be trading right now, because I have a lot of stocks that I'm still holding that have actually been doing perfectly fine so far this year. Now, a lot of them happen to be energy stocks. However, you know, if you look at their charts, they've still been doing relatively well compared to a lot of other stuff out there, which is one of the reasons I'm happily just holding on to those charts, partly because they have good dividend plays out there. Some don't actually have, some have less than 1% dividends, but I think energy is that one sector, as well as healthcare, that really has an opportunity to go up, even if the rest of the market's kind of tanking, because they can kind of control their own supply and demand markets. Yeah, I mean, they can in certain respects. Think of OPEC plus what they're going to be doing next week. But here, like if I just go down, go to the monthly chart, all right, ignore what's going on with Apple, but you go to PNC, right? This is financial, or that's what is it? What does it start? There it is. Oil equipment. Since 2020, they've been doing perfect. This is a monthly chart, so sorry, this is all 2020 stuff. They're doing perfectly fine over the last couple of years. I'm so happy. Now, we've had a golden cross here. We're very, very close to a death cross happening. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about it, but this right now, this is still working out okay. And as long as we don't drop down below 30 bucks, I would say I'm probably going to continue to hold this. Now, I bought this over here on the 20s, so I am risking quite a bit of profit by continuing to hold this, but I want to see what happens. Devon Energy, since the 2020s, doing perfectly fine. I'm happy with it. OXY, doing perfectly fine. COP, this is oil and gas, ConocoPhillips, doing fine. PXD, doing fine. PXD actually has a really nice dividend on top of it. Pretty sure it does. Pioneer Natural Resources, 11.82% dividend on it. You know, so there's opportunities to make money here, guys. There's lots, but anything that I'm holding right now, it's really like a lot of these, for the most part, except for the small dividend plays, they're meant for me to hold these for quite a bit of time. The higher the dividend, the more likely I'm just gonna, like, any pain that I receive on the downward side, I know eventually it's gonna just do fine. It usually has these major run-ups here, like the financial crisis over here. It tanked and it came back up. So what I usually do is I dollar cost average over here, you know, buy. We tank, I buy even more over here. Dividends come up. I usually sell a good chunk of it on the upswing when the dividends have made me a good amount of profit. And then I just kind of, you know, dollar cost average again, wait for a dip, sell some, no, that's not how I do it with oil, at least this cycle. Commodities have been a little bit different now. But yeah, basically I'm in the process of continuing to dollar cost average on a lot of these plays. If we dump, I buy more, and then I'll sell them, a lot of them, on the next bull market. But a lot of these are good long-term dividend plays, like 2 years plus, though. Like, it's like more than 2 years. I have no idea how long this recession is going to be, but it's going to be more. It's going to be quicker than a few months, or longer than a few months. Excuse me. MKE. There we go. Oh, Nike, don't come down. Oh, actually, I probably do want it to come down, don't I? But we have a cool 17 minutes left until the market closes. We're getting close there. And then we can see what happens as far as Nike is concerned. And hey, Christine, sushi is my go-to birthday food. Excellent choice. I love sushi, guys. The sushi I'm getting today, one of them is going to be fried prawns in the roll. I think there's going to be like avocado in there, or two, or something like that, or masago. I don't know what it is. But on top of that, tempura or whatever, shrimp, I'm going to have glazed eel on top of that. Then I'm going to have masago on top of that. And I'm going to get some sushi. It's just going to be awesome. Great. I think I'm even having a deep fried sushi roll. I haven't had one of those in such a long time. Let's see. And hey, yeah, we luck. What have we missed from the UK here, Michael? So if you're asking what people didn't realize was going to happen, basically, as I understand it, you know, Boris Johnson was just kicked out of his prime minister job a few weeks ago before the Queen passed. They now have a brand new prime minister. I don't know why I forgot the word in a few sentences, but they now have a new prime minister. Okay, that new prime minister has come in with a new spending policy. They're going to spend more money. At the same time, they're going to be cutting taxes, so the debt is going to grow in that country, and it just doesn't seem like it's going to be happening at the best opportune time right now. So, their markets aren't liking it. It caused a panic in their market as far as the financial institutions. So you saw bonds, their bond market actually start to crash. At a certain point, if the bond markets become too volatile, as I see it, or too volatile is too what's the good word for it? Too unstable. A lot of the pension funds who owned lots and lots of bonds, because they're supposed to be pretty stable investments, they're going to be forced to sell tons and tons of bonds. So to mitigate that, the Bank of England all of a sudden did a hard stop and says, hey, we're not paying attention to inflation right now. We're not going to care. Like, talk to the hand inflation. We have to go worry about keeping the market stabilized. So they went from the position of, hey, let's fight inflation, to like saying, hey, we don't care about inflation right now. Our priority has to be to keep the British financial system afloat. They kind of went into crisis mode all of a sudden. Now, I don't know if that policy was good or bad. I have absolutely no idea. I do not follow the economy of England whatsoever. But the economy or the market over there just did not like her spending plan, whatever that Liz Truss's spending plan was. And like when you get into more of the nitty gritty details, they they are not a fan of it, guys. Just not a fan of it. So basically, now that we have a major country out there, a major Western country with a very what used to be, I guess, a powerful currency, the pound. Now that they're kind of having all these problems, everybody's kind of getting scared, worried, uncertain, I guess is the official term for like traders out there, uncertain. And you just think people say, hey, I don't want to deal with this. I'm pulling some money out. That's dropping the market closer to bear market territory. We're already in bear market territory. Actually, here, all of them, all the indexes are. So it's just a lot more red flags than we were expecting. I guess the surprise was either the new policy that she came out with, or I guess more relatable to us is the market reaction to said policy. Liz Truss, I don't know if I spelled her name right, but I did. Okay, that's cool. I like people with easy to spell names. Nothing is actually about the plan here. Let me see. This morning, Prime Minister Liz Truss defended last week's much criticized mini budget in a series of BBC local radio interviews. She said the energy package and tax cutting measures announced would tackle high bills, reduce inflation by 5%, and lead to long-term economic growth. See, so apparently, lower taxes, raise spending to help with energy prices, of course, that are kind of getting out of control over there. It just, nobody was ready for it, I guess. I don't know exactly, but that just seems like the gist of what's been going on here. And hey, Christine, I won't lie, I did not analyze this, not once, just YOLO coming from Mr. T himself. Yeah, that's why it's a YOLO play. What do you call, I like having fun with YOLO plays, but like, I understand myself, like, hey, I don't know anything about Nike from a technical standpoint. I maybe looked at one 10K report in like the last 3-4 years, deciding if I wanted to have Nike in my retirement account, and I decided against it. So, I'm just like, I don't know anything about Nike as far as fundamentals and things of that nature. If I read the 10K reports, if I got a good understanding of the business, I could be placing those calls. But like, sorry, I saw Loki making some noise. But if I wanted to bet with Nike Tech and go to whale, I can go look at the option float. I can see what all the hedge funds are buying right now. Like, let me go over here to Nike. Let's get a Home Depot. Nike. NK. What? Okay, hold on. Okay, there you go. NKE. Looks like the information's still loading. Oh, yeah, I'm betting there's a bunch of floats today. That's what's happening. It's crazy to see some of these websites get flooded by all the flow. I want to reset this for today. Yes, I know. NKE. And let me go off of the premium for today. Wait, what? I want the most premium on top. It's lagging from so much flow. There we go. Okay. So somebody put in a massive put here that expires in 2023. So this is a 1.66 million. Somebody's really hedging right now. My gosh. Is this at the bidding price or the asking price though? This is a sweep. Jeez. So they're buying this up. Okay. So this was a massive put being bought, but now this is for 2023 at $97. If you go over to Nike, we're at $95 now. This is actually being bought in the money. So this could be a hedge or something close to that. You have a $610,000 call for next year for $100. You're seeing some massive positions being bought today though. Anything happening over the next week, I would say. Let me go over here very fast. Days to expiration. 30 days to expiration. What's being bought for the next month or so? Out of the money probably is what we want to see here. And I guess for now, we would actually want to see them be at the ask. Above the ask and yeah, to ask. Okay. Do I have to scroll all the way down? Or do I just, oh, it automatically did it for me. Okay, sweet. Okay. This is everything relevant for the next like week or two or 2 to 3 weeks, 30 days, I guess you would say. Calls, a lot of the premiums went towards calls today for Nike. So most of the hedge funds, oh no, that's actually went up here, 204,000. It's mixed. 1021, everybody's taking their bets. There's no clear winner right now. I guess you could see that the calls are slightly ahead at 3.61 thousand contracts being bought today, with only 2.92 being bought today. But honestly, I only have the buys here. There could be some day traders in this market as well. You might have seen this one guy buy up for 97,000. He might have sold the call later on, and it might have ended up being like $150,000, and we just don't know because we don't have the bids on right now. But yeah, it's going to be a wild one. And then Michael, Solana seems to be holding up. Need to pick up some next pullback. Solana's been a pretty sturdy horse. I think it'll be fine for the long term. But yeah, it definitely would be a fun swing trade in my opinion, as well as long-term trade, but swing trade right now. See. And hey, Miss Pippin, that's awesome. Dude, you have 5x in the futures? Futures is always a nice place to make some good money here, especially with the leverage over there. Let's see. And hey, Miss K, happy to see you back. What's my take on DOT? As far as DOT's concerned, I haven't talked about DOT. I don't think how long. There you go. And guys, we have about 8 minutes until the market closes here. DOT. Oh, this did hit new lows, didn't it? Oh, that's interesting. It shows a little bit more weakness than other currencies out there. It's kind of like $6 or so. The way I would look at it, if you want to do a day trade, I'd be very, very picky right now and honestly just wait for us to either hit this level of support down here or breakout right here or short right here and, you know, long right there or long the breakout for all I care. But because this seems like something what's in that middle zone and I don't want to trade it right now. I'd be, yeah, like I just said, I'd be happy to buy here, buy the breakout, short this area over here if it seems like we're kind of getting a little bit overbought territory on a shorter time frame chart. But as far as DOT looks right now, you got a nice, what I mean, you could call this a falling wedge, I suppose, or just a downward channel, depending on how you want to look at this. I think as long as we don't close down below the $6 range, I think you should be fine for holding it. If I had any positions right now, I would probably have a stop loss at $6 by like the close of the end of day here. Dude, Loki, what's the matter with you? He really just wants some nice scratches behind the ear. Yeah. But yeah, for all I know about this one, I think it'd still be fine to hold. I'd rather buy it closer to $6 though, but this seems like a solid play. I like it. I like DOT a lot in the long term. One of the reasons I liked DOT back in the day was because Voyager, before they had their big disaster, Voyager is paying like really good APY on it before they had their Three Arrows Capital disaster. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I didn't even realize that my face was still on the screen. My bad, guys. But yeah, this is DOT. Oh, I might have been talking about a whole bunch of stuff for a while here, guys. Let's see. But yeah, DOT's at a nice support level here. As long as it doesn't drop down below $6, excuse me, I think you're in a solid position. I would want to trade a breakout here. Maybe if you want to be a little bit faster to the draw, trade a breakout above the 20 moving average or so. I think that'd be fine. But you know, yeah, I think I'd want to be greedy enough to buy like around 620 or below, but that's just me. You never know if we actually have a bounce sometime tomorrow or Monday. We could already be breaking above the 20 in no time here, especially if there's coming out with some news. If there's an upgrade or something like that happening, you could definitely see a pump up closer to $7.14. So if you bought that right now, you'd be looking at about, you know, 11% profit, a pretty decent profit if you ask me. But long term, it looks like a solid company, solid business. Short term, careful of breaking down below $6. But even if we do, whenever we break out of this pattern, you're probably going to have a strong buying opportunity. Cross-reference it to what Bitcoin's doing as well. And sorry for talking with my head on the screen for so long, guys. Let's go back over to Apple very fast. We got 4 more minutes. We're trying to finish off a little bit stronger. We're at $1.4230. My calls are up 27 point. I just moved up a little bit. 29.86% at this moment in time. We'll have to see how that kind of continues pushing up as Apple moves up. My Nike plays here for after hours, though, the YOLO puts that I'm talking about, and YOLO puts and calls, excuse me. My calls are up 6%. My puts are down 17%. So my puts are taking a beating, but I guess everything is going to be inconsequential once we actually have earnings pop up here in a few minutes. We're going to have a drastic fall or a drastic bump up. Either way, I'll be pretty happy with it. It doesn't have to be drastic, I would suppose. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, hey, Miss Pippin. I am definitely used to having a lot of people named Michael around me. It's a very, very common name, my man. And what's right here? Brits love their alcohol. Guys, I think a lot of people love their alcohol. If alcohol gets a little too crazy in price or inflation hits it too much, that'd be absolutely insane. Let's hope that doesn't come down to that. And hey, Cranwell, what about Baby Doge? Baby Doge right now seems fine to me, just because everything seems to be kind of hovering at these support levels. It is a lower market cap play, so I think you don't have to really put in much money to make money. But it seems to me right now I'd be much more likely to have a day trade or a swing trade on it. I would really wait on buying it for the long term, because I think the market cap can really bring it down quite a bit over the next few months. But short term, I would say it's a buy, just like everything else. I have a longs right now in Bitcoin, guys. You guys know that. I have a long from 18,500. I woke up this morning to an alert on my phone saying the NASDAQ was down, the SPY was down, the Dow was down. And I was just like, oh man, Bitcoin must be down as well. But I mean, Bitcoin's actually doing just fine right now. So, you know, those longs are still holding up. I have long-term shorts on crypto, plenty of long-term shorts. I do not have any, you know, I don't have any, short-term shorts right now, though. I just have long-term shorts, so I'm patiently waiting. The shorts may you know, I may add up some shorts here pretty soon, but I really do want to see some type of bounce here tomorrow, going into next week, especially tomorrow. I don't want to see the NASDAQ really break down below that 200 weekly moving average. I just think that'd be a bad signal going forward. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. And hey, Miss K again. See, hello. Oops, not me. Oh man, no worries, Pepin. I definitely get you there. Or Michael. See, I'll call you Pepin. Dot has upgrade coming soon. Oh yeah, I just read that. I would just hold Decker. We'll be back for you. What's right here? Oh, you guys talking about a different position? Okay. Yeah, no worries, Bill. Showtime. Voyager got bought up by FTX US, probably getting something back. I mean, they're probably going to be fine now. I don't See, for me, what if I was FTX? I don't even know what I would do with Voyager. I'd probably just shutter the company, honestly. And what I would tell everybody is, well, they can even keep the company. There's two ways they can do this, really, but they can be punks about it, or can they be like not as much of a punk about it. A punk is a really weird word, I guess, to be using. But what FTX could basically say is, hey, all of you guys that have money that's owed to you by Voyager, because of the bankruptcy proceedings, you're probably not going to get all of it back. But if you make an account with FTX and transfer your money from your account from Voyager over to FTX, we'll give you 50 or 70, whatever it is. Like, we'll give you 50% of all the money that you lost with Voyager collapsing. But they said, hey, if you keep your Voyager account and you don't transfer over to FTX, you might only get 25% back or something weird like that. So they have some ways of making a good amount of money off of all this once it's said and done, because they do want those customers for the long term. But I don't know which way they're going to go. I really hope they do the latter, where they say, hey, 25% if you stay at Voyager, 50%. I know they're I think that this brings a lot of people into FTX, and I think FTX is a much safer app. Even after all is said and done, it's going to be just a much safer app than Voyager going forward, because Voyager's not going to have the trust of a lot of people. So even when people do, like, people may actually just go back to Voyager, because some people don't know what, they next bullish cycle, they're not even going to remember what happened to Voyager this cycle around, right? But once the panic sets in again, or even like this time during this next transition, if they do open up their platform again, that whenever we have a massive panic, you're going to see people say, I better get all of my money off of Voyager right now, because I never know if they're just going to stop me from withdrawing my funds like they did before. And that was such a huge disaster, as you guys all know. Oh, tequila is always a pretty good one. Yeah, exactly. Christian, I have about zero faith in Voyager. Exactly. FTX, them damn punks. What do you call? I mean, it's a great company, great app, but they have a business decision to be made here. Oh, and the market just closed a few seconds ago. I'm gonna pop up. Let me just pull up my phone here very fast. Oh, my Apple calls finished up 39% for the day. That's not bad for just an hour. Now you're gonna say why I like day trading than swing trading right now. I can make a quick 40% if I wanted to on a day trade here. Now let me go over here to CNBC. I can bootleg it off of online, but I prefer to just go through the app through my Xfinity account here. And basically, I'm just going to turn the volume down on the closing bells channel. Oh, and it looks like CarMax as well today had a really bad day. CarMax, I think they just said demand was going down. How much did CarMax go down? Oh, CarMax went down 25% today. Oh my gosh. And it just dumped right before close too. Oh, this is the entire daily action. Whoa, yeah, CarMax down 25%. That's not good. Wow, yeah. I mean, who really wants to buy a car from CarMax, though? I've heard terrible stories about them in the past. All right, let's go back over to Nike, though. NKE. Now we got after hours trading action. I want to go to the hour chart. I want to see what happens every tick after this, because I want to see extended hours. Yeah, extended hours is there. I want to see if we start to tank or not. I have no idea, but earnings should be coming out fairly soon. They're talking about a late day rebound, still closed lower. Oh, Micron right now, I don't know what we were talking about a few days ago, but it seems to be down 5% after hours. They must have had earnings today as well. 5-minute chart, you can see they're already dumping after hours. I should probably get rid of this one right here. No, yeah, that one right there. Let's turn this into a chart. So MU tanked a little bit. Looks like they're having a little bit of a rebound though. So we're just going to be waiting to see what Nike does here pretty soon. Yeah, we'll have some time here. Yeah, but Micro, oh, now they're down about 3.5%. That's not as bad. Let's see. And hey, Miss Pepper, I try not to make the videos so much about the charts, because even during these times now, it's just really, really rough, my man. Really, really rough. Let's see. Do I think you're going to be able to transfer your STMX from Voyager? I mean, I think eventually, I hope so. But remember, the way the bankruptcy is structured, they don't have to pay you back in your STMX. They may pay you like part of it back in STMX. They may give you stocks in the newly comprised Voyager company, or they may just pay you in stable coins or dollars. I mean, they have different ways of paying you, which is going to make it like muddy the waters even more. So I would like to say yes in a nice world, yeah, but we're still gonna have to wait. Oh, you're seeing Nike go up a little bit right now, not a whole bunch, but it's going up at this point in time. Good thing I hedged just in case it is having good earnings. But yeah, it's what's right here? Nothing. Okay, I'm just waiting for the Nike earnings. Can I make it sideways? Oh, there it went back down. So this is just normal after hours trading. This is not the large move I'm talking about. This is a 95.22 to 95.55. We didn't even move like a few, like we barely moved like 10, 15 cents. Okay. My math, like 30 cents, excuse me. We barely moved 30 cents. This isn't the big move. I want to see us like either go down to like $94, which is like down here, basically like down here, or I want to see us go up to like $96, $97, which is up here, primarily $97. That's the hope I'm having. I'll show you guys what they look like from the YOLO plays after the tomorrow, because you know the options market's obviously closed. Let's see. You might be able to transfer from Voyager to FTX since they bought him out. That seems like a better likelihood at this point in time. So that could actually be a good plus with those. So yeah, there might be some good way to do it between FTX and Voyager. Let's see. And hey, Elvis, happy to see you back. It'll be my last video before I go to sleep. I went back to do some bread. Made me mad. Spend too much on my chart, but I love to do some bread as well. I mean, as long as you're making money, dude, you're looking pretty good. And it looks like today, the Dow finished off 1.5%, the S&P down 2.1%, NASDAQ down 2.8%, and the Russell 2000 down 2.35%. Man, those smaller businesses are getting hurt too as well. Oh, here's earnings alerts. Oh, this is Micron. Oh, they beat. Oh, but their guidance must have gone down if they're losing money. So they actually beat, but their guidance must be down. I'm reading the subtitles here. That is over. That's 1.4 million best than Street was anticipating. Oh. So guidance for Q1 is coming down. So, okay. Micron actually didn't have terrible earnings. It didn't really have terrible earnings. It looks like it just, their guidance for Q1 is a little bit worse than expected, so it's just down a little bit. It looks like they should be fine from here, if you ask me. Looks like Nike just went down to 95 bucks or so. Everybody's placing their bets right now. I don't have no idea what's going to happen though. Let's see. Okay, so they have a statement now. It's not too bad. They have almost double bottomed on day. I hope we can call this a double bottom once everything's said and done. Let's see. Yeah, hey Rohit, Ethereum wrapped. And you can see it's having a solid rebound here, guys. It's not any major damage for Micron here. Gate.io. You're looking at a 1 hour. It's pumping up a little bit. That looks fine. I would say, let me check out this. It's breaking through a lot of the levels of resistance here. It got rejected off of that one here a few minutes ago. I mean, I wouldn't be buying at these levels. I'd be scaling out personally, but it seems like it might have some more juice in it. I might move my stop loss if you were lucky enough to buy somewhere around the $10 range. I might move my stop loss somewhere up here close to $11.30, $11.41. And then continue to hold on for the next few hours to see if it can continue to pump up here. This hour is going to be very, very crucial. You have 51 minutes left. You're going to want to see this trend continue if you want to see a big spike. Otherwise, you're going to be very wary that over the next few hours, you don't want to break down below the 20 moving average right here. And then down the road here, I think I actually have some of these moving averages turned off. No, oh no, we're fine on this one. You're most likely going to want to stay above the 20 and really above the 50 here. If these get too close, you have an opportunity for them tilt over. So this is more of a scale out zone than a buying zone for me personally, but I think it'd be fun to give it a try. And a yellow vest, yo. I'm waiting right now just for Nike earnings, guys. That's literally all I'm waiting for. Everybody's still talking about Micron revenue miss, EPS beats. Oh, so they beat. Okay, revenue miss, EPS beat. That's fine, but they're not down quite a bit. I don't think right now. Yeah, they beat EPS, earnings per share. That's kind of what you want to see out of everything said and done, besides the poor guidance, I guess you would say. Let's go over here to FinViz. There we go. You guys can see the market really just overall did not have a good day. Excuse me. Only 15.5% of stocks actually moved up today. The majority were definitely coming down, or better to say 81.3% of stocks declined today, while only 15% actually went up today. Back over here, yeah, it's just a messy day, guys. At least we had at least some type of green players here. Yeah, no worries, Rohit. Have fun with that one. It looks like you made some good money off of that play. AMD is still down 6%. Facebook still down 3.5%. Let me see. Why do they keep talking about Micron? All I care about is Nike, but maybe Nike takes more time or something like that. Who knows? But once the earnings report comes out, I mean, you should see a pretty drastic downward drop or a pretty drastic upward drop here as well. But I won't know how much the options have actually made me until tomorrow. So and there we go. Let me make sure move right here. There we go. Okay. Change up the music a little bit. There you go. I wonder if I could look up Apple very fast while waiting for all this to hit. There you go. I don't know why with Apple I always try to spell Apple until I realize I made a mistake somewhere in there. Oh wow, so most people are actually buying Apple puts here today. Dude, nobody wants to buy Apple calls this week. Nobody. Look at this. $4 million that buy what's it, 125 strike? What is Apple at right now? It's at 142. They think Apple's going to be less than $125 by the end of this month, and they're betting $4 million on it. And currently the price is at 142. They think Apple is going to go all the way down here by basically around there. They think we're going to be crashing hard. That is a massive bet to be placing on Apple, though. I mean, again, it's very, very cheap. They're waiting Nike results, but yeah, guys, $4 million. It's a lot of money right now. People don't usually spend this much money in this in a bear market like this. 882,000 for 135 strike price puts for for tomorrow, next Friday, 135. They're pricing in a bloodbath for Apple next week. 10.7, 438. We have a few. This is all calls and options being bought, not sold, just bought. So we have some calls in here that by the end of October we're going to be around 155 to 143. So that's like basically going to kind of around this current range. So, but for whatever reason, the hedge funds, they are not feeling that good about it. There's some hedges down here, some small amounts in the 50,000, but the big money, hundreds of thousands and the millions, they're all saying Apple's going to crash. I don't know what. That's kind of a surprise to me. They really think we're going to come down hard here. But yeah, it's rare that you see so much money being poured in for options in this type of market environment, guys. Like when everything was booming, yeah, there was unlimited amounts of money just being injected into the market, options market, everything. Right now, that's kind of a surprise to me. Somebody gave him there's Nike. A little bit of a pop. Hey, let's see. We're talking about $97. We're up there. Maybe I should have bought more calls then. Let's see. And hey, Alex, last hour for the market rally. I did like that little bit of a rally we had here. It's a yo-yo market. Make a, let's see, for volatility next 2 days, possible move 28%, but what is the direction answer soon? We'll know probably starting tomorrow, going into Monday, I would assume. Monday is gonna be a big week, or next week's gonna be a big week for all of us. And hey, Christine, I heard that retail tech companies are crashing hard. Yeah, they're starting to do a lot of layoffs. You're seeing a lot of cuts in asset prices. So you saw that Nike moved up around 2.5% after hours. I still see they're waiting for them so far, but they probably have been given out and they have the results. I don't know. We'll have to see. This could be I mean, we could still crash all the way back down. If I haven't seen the results on Nike just yet on CNBC, it could just be a buyer coming in here before the earnings have actually been announced. So we'll see. Now, we were just talking about, and hey, Nico, happy to see you back, my man. One of the things that's going on right now is you're seeing a lot of cost cutting by companies. There's a website out there. I was looking at some news earlier today. Maybe I can just go to cnbc.com and it might pop up. They probably moved it though. Yeah, here you go, Stadia. So Google to shut down a gaming service Stadia as CEO Pichai continues cost-cutting efforts, right? So this whole company that's owned by Google, they were going kaput. It's not even a big company as far as I know, but Stadia, right? So it's basically a subscription service where you pay $10 a month and you get access to a whole bunch of games, apparently. But you'd think of these kind of like, you know, what would you call them? Subscription-based model for gaming. This would probably be something good for you, but apparently it's not doing good enough to keep them alive. Very basic website, but I don't think they really need to have the website be that crazy, right? So these are all the games you might get. I bet they have something on Twitter. Do they have a Twitter account on here? Twitter. Oh, it's actually their bio now. We've made the difficult decision to begin winding down our Stadia streaming service. See more here. Oh, yeah. And they just posted on the 27th, like 2 days ago. This was a surprise to them as well. I feel bad for the employees. Oh, so all the saves and stuff aren't going to be lost. Oh, won't be buying any Google products again. Oh, this is from July earlier this year, 2022. Stadia is not shutting down. Rest assured, we are always working on bringing more great games to the platform and Stadia Pro. Let's know if you have other questions. Oh, geez. Yeah. So yeah, you're seeing some interesting stuff. Oh, they even have Cyberpunk in here too. Oh man, yeah. So cost cutting, guys, job losses, they're starting, but they're only really happening in the tech world right now. You know, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, tech world seems to be more influenced than anything else at this point. Apple procurement boss Tony Blevins leaving company. Don't know who that is, but he seems to be leaving the company. I don't know if this is earnings or not. We've just kind of had a little bit of a whiplash here. I don't know. Now I'm happier for my puts that I had more money in. So you can see how my personality changes really fast when watching earnings. I get giddy about earnings plays because it's just, this is pure gambling when you just do earnings plays because you really have no idea. I mean, again, I didn't do any 10K reports, 8K reports, quarterly reports, anything like that, Q reports, whatever. So I'm kind of just gambling with it at this point, but I'll see what happens here. Oh, earnings alert. Okay. I just want to hear. So Nike EPS beats, they beat, I don't know what's going on. So they actually beat earnings. We're down about 2% right now. Can't even, like, I'm not even listening to what they're saying, but okay, well, there's not even a big move right now. So they looks like they beat. The stock is still down. I'll have to wait a little bit longer, I guess, see what they're actually talking about as far as Nike's concerned. But it didn't move down that much. We only moved to 93 bucks, guys. My options that I bought, so this is like, you know, if you like roulette, this is kind of to me right now like a 00 playing out. Let's see. So my puts are for like $85 or something for tomorrow. So they're YOLO plays. I wanted to have a much larger drop for the puts. 85, yeah. I wanted to have a much larger drop. So this kind of sucks. I'll wait to see what happens tomorrow, I guess. But yeah, I wanted to see it come down a lot more. I'd be surprised if these puts make me any money now. Let's see. Bitcoin 5 minutes looks okay to open a trade for a long tonight. Yeah, I have a long at 18,500. I'm hoping it works out pretty well over the next few days, especially going into the weekend here. Stadia is 100%. It really needed an offline or hybrid offering, especially with the United States having bandwidth limits in many cases. That is true. Stadia, I mean, it had a good concept, but I think, you know, somebody's going to beat them to it. I know Sony came up with their own version of it, those Sony Plus or something like that. They keep on advertising it to me. But that might be kind of interesting too. I wonder if they're gonna. No, they're probably gonna keep those going. Oh, let me go back over here very fast to CNBC. But they've beaten. They're just down. They're down 2.5%. I want to see it open up like in the 80s, honestly, tomorrow. If I want to make any money off of any of these plays. At least my Apple calls did okay today. I hate to open up a trade and go to bed. I prefer to follow it. I can't fall asleep if I can't open a trade. Oh, I mean, that's a safe thing to do. Otherwise, you have to have stop limits on all of your trades, which can be kind of picky at certain times, right? All right. Now I need to go through them. It's been a fun day talking with you guys. I got to go plan for the rest of my birthday here today. Grab some sushi and whatnot. I can't wait for my sushi. I'll post a picture of it up for you guys on the YouTube account, okay? It was very nice hanging out with you guys today. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thank you very much for the memberships and subscribers. I really do appreciate it. And thank you guys just for watching. Oh, I'm already getting warnings that my video is not maintaining a smooth streaming experience. That's kind of weird, but yeah. Happy to see you guys back. I'll let you guys know what happened to my Nike puts tomorrow, and if they worked out, if they didn't. One thing here tomorrow, I will be streaming very, very late tomorrow, like around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, because I am going to the NFT conference, and the NFT conference here, it starts tomorrow, and I have to be there around like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock to do registration. And then there's like, I'm going to mostly be watching exhibits. I have a few friends that are having speaking things, so I'll be watching them as well. But I'm going to be there early. In order to get to Seattle at 8 o'clock on a Friday, I have to leave my house at like 6 o'clock. I know. And lunch break. And I might leave around lunch break, or I probably will stay until the entire thing is over. I probably will. And then Saturday, I have to go to this, so I might push the members live stream until Sunday, so just so you guys know, because there's a workshop here. I'm not going to the workshop. I need to go to this Web3 coffee and networking. That'll be from 12:30 to 1:30 plus an hour to get there and back both ways. I might be able to do it Saturday afternoon. I just still have no time. I have no idea what time I'm getting back Saturday afternoon, so I might just do it Sunday, so we all have a good time to plan 24 hours in advance, right? Yeah, then we have like founders lightning talks, and yeah, actually no, there's an after party that's networking. A lot of talking and networking goes on at the after party, so I'll probably just be there for a while. I mean, I might even go to the networking, have fun around Seattle by myself all day, then like go to maybe the music performance, then go to the after party. So yeah, my next 2 days are just going to be swamped full of things here, guys. So streaming is going to be a little bit more iffy. I'll try to have a stream though Friday night, and then I'll move the member stream most likely over to Sunday. That way you guys have an opportunity to kind of catch me at the right time. It'll probably be around noon though Sunday if I do it on Sunday at all. Okay, sorry about that little bit of rant, guys. Happy to see you guys back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow late at night, like around 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock my time. You guys in the East Coast